Well, a short week in practice, but I suspect a very focused week.
Well, they better be, because the focus couldn't have really been any worse in Monday's game against the Eskimos. Of the two teams, you have to say that the Eskimos were the more prepared and more focused football team, and that showed up on the scoreboard, showed up on the stats sheet, showed up on the field, showed up in every way that you can imagine, and the Stampeders can't afford another sloppy effort like that tonight in Edmonton.
Bullseye is clearly on Henry Burris's back.
Always is, and that's the nature of being a quarterback. And it's funny with Henry Burris. I mean, people are reading so much into everything he does that a team that hits him hard, it's tough for Henry to recover. And I've always said, you can say that exact same phrase about all 8 quarterbacks in the CFL. Anthony Calvillo got punished and pushed around in Hamilton on Monday, and he played a poor game. So Henry Burris really no different, but clearly, and he'll be the first to tell you, he's got to play better, and that whole offense has to play better.
Granted, I think it was a pretty poor effort from everyone in the red and white that game.
No question.
Is there an extra focus on Joffrey Reynolds and the running game?
Well, there better be, because it's non-existent right now, and that's so much of this offense traditionally has been based on balance and keeping defenses off balance, and right now there's no balance. Defenses are teeing off on the passing game, they're teeing off on that O-line, and granted the O-line has not played up to its standards, up to the team standards, but this team is too one-dimensional on offense right now, and they've got to get Joffrey Reynolds involved, and I really think there has to be a commitment to the running game as opposed to a couple token rushes early on and give up on it. They've got to stick with it, keep pounding into defensive lines, and that's the only way that this ground game will get established.
It's the shortest week of the season. Is there any time to make any changes?
Well, there is going to be one pretty pronounced one. Tony Washington clearly has struggled at the last 2 weeks at left tackle. The rookie has 5 procedure penalties, got blown by Marcus Howard for a sack on Henry Burris that forced a fumble in the Monday game. So he's looking like he's going to be sitting out and going to be replaced by Edwin Harrison, and that's a pretty good story. Edwin Harrison comes off the 9-game injured list this week, tore his pectoral muscle prior to training camp. He was projected to be the left tackle after playing all last year at right tackle, and the Stamps hoped he would make that move to the left side to replace Ben Archibald, but getting hurt kind of short-circuited that. So now we're looking at practically the O-line that the Stamps had projected when they went into this season, with Tony Washington at left tackle, Stanley Bryant at right tackle, and the same 3 guys in the middle with O'Neill at center, Middleton at left guard, and Sumpus at right guard. So maybe this is the group that will take them on, but right now, this is game 10. This will be the 5th different group of starters at the O-line, and that's tough to establish any kind of continuity.
Can you do anything about the discipline issues? A lot of penalties.
Well, we've been down this road before with this team, and I know it drives John Hufnagel crazy, but ultimately too that kind of comes down on the coach's shoulders, and he's got to, I don't know, maybe the message isn't sinking in the way he's sending it. He's got to send a different message, because so far it hasn't worked.
It's still a big game tonight.
Well, absolutely, and it's easy to pick on this team, but they have a history of actually turning things around. 3 years ago in Hufnagel's first year, they got smoked at home in the Labor Day Classic, turned around 4 nights later and won on the Friday night in Edmonton. So it's been done before. The Stamps will kind of need to draw on that history to kind of get it done tonight. Not ruling it out, but I'd be surprised.